We will take all necessary measures, as painful as some might be, to protect, promote, project, and preserve the interests of the Nigerian nation.
Federal government signs Cape Town Convention practice direction to reduce cost of airline operations in Nigeria.
Let us come together well. We are not fighting. We need collaboration.
Code of Conduct Bureau takes steps to trace, recover and manage looted assets across Nigeria. Inaugurates proceeds of crime recovery management. With 9 days to go, the battle for Osadebe Avenue heats up. Edo eager to know who will fix the state. Thanks for joining us on the news at 11 on Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Frama Panyi. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has welcomed the National Bureau of Statistics' new report on the country's trade balance. According to the report, Nigeria recorded another trade surplus in the second quarter of 2024, hitting 6.95 trillion naira. The current surplus is 6.60% higher than the 6.52 trillion surplus recorded in the first quarter. Just days after the country recorded almost 100% oversubscription of its first $500 million domestic bond and half-year revenue of 9.1 trillion naira. The latest report underscores the increasing positive shifts in the economy over the last year. President Tinubu expresses confidence in the reforms his administration is pursuing and believes they will create a more robust economy that will usher in a new era of prosperity for Nigerians. Vice President Kashim Shatima says the Tinubu administration's resolve to turn Nigeria's digital economy is still on course and fully backed with the necessary support. This is as Vice President received the management of Odua Investment Company Limited, led by its chairman, Bimbo Ashiru, at the presidential villa in Abuja. Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
The meeting started with commendations for the company for its initiative and investment in agriculture, digital economy, and micro, small, and medium enterprises. And the federal government will continue to open its doors to all willing partners and stakeholders who continue to believe and invest in the Nigeria project. Vice President Kashim Shatima noted that these sectors remain critical to Nigeria's economic development and future, adding that it is just a matter of time before the nation takes its rightful position across the globe. He gave assurance of checkmating all economic manipulators as the government is on course to economic recovery. Chairman of the company thanked the federal government for the opportunity provided in promoting ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Like the example the Vice President gave about a pregnant woman that we carried the pregnancy for 9 months. They go through the pains, but after having the child, everything is okay. And that is how I'm going to situate Nigerian problem. That is a temporary pain that we need to try to endure. And once we endure that, it's a matter of time. Things will get better. And I always say that we need to make the best of the bad situation. The situation in Nigeria, foreigners are coming to this country. So there's something in this country that they are seeing that maybe we Nigerians are not seeing. So the moment an average Nigerian is proud to be a Nigerian, I can tell you things will change and we move forward in this country.
He expressed optimism that businesses will continue to thrive, calling on citizens and investors to take advantage of the opportunities that abound in Nigeria and do business. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
And now history has been made this Thursday as the federal government signed the Cape Town Convention practice direction to reduce cost of airline operations in Nigeria. The Cape Town Convention Practice Direction was signed by the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Tehimba Soho, during a stakeholders meeting of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC, chaired by the Vice President Kashim Shatima at the Presidential Villa here in Abuja. Again, Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Cape Town Convention Practice Direction signed. The principles of the convention now becomes reinforced in Nigeria, reducing the cost of insurance for airlines, restoring investors' confidence in the nation's aviation industry, and enabling domestic airline operators to dry lease aircraft, among others. And this is coming as some local operators had in the past breached the Cape Town Convention, which regulates aircraft leasing across the world, leading to the Aviation Working Group, co-chaired by Airbus and Boeing, saying Nigeria will be blacklisted until it implements a law that will guide against a repeat of such breach.
We were able to cross-pollinate ideas across all sectors and have come up with robust solutions to the challenges facing the aviation industry. And we will take all necessary measures, as painful as some might be, to protect, promote, project, and preserve the interests of the Nigerian nation. Be rest assured that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is keenly interested in the promotion and preservation of the Nigerian airline industry. I spoke with him about 3 days ago, and he was very much interested on the outcome of our deliberations today.
Nigerians have been seeing the high cost of flight tickets lately. There are a number of factors, including Forex and all that, but there's some regulatory and bureaucratic challenges. Because Mr. President is really committed to addressing challenges one by one, this is one of the fruits of what he has done.
Vice President Kashim Shatima said the action will substantially reduce costs in the airline industry, facilitate growth, and include further action that will be taken in that direction.
It's an unprecedented history that we're making here today. It's a venture that will boost the Nigerian airline and will boost the Nigerian aviation industry in the sense that more airlines will be able to acquire aircraft at cheaper costs.
So a message has been sent to the entire aviation world by President Ahmed Bola Tinubu that the Nigerian airline industry is good to go, that they should feel comfortable to deal with any airline. If you like, bring 100 planes into the country. The airline industry will live to the tenets of the Cape Town Convention. On our own side, as airlines, we promise not to disappoint this country.
The insurance sector, being represented here by the regulator, will be working closely with the operators with one ultimate objective of Nigerianizing and localizing all those elements such that the Nigerian economy can grow and benefit from all of this.
Signing of the document will reassure the international community it is safe to invest in Nigeria, and the unprecedented history made is a venture that will boost Nigerian airlines and the entire aviation industry, as the signing of the document was significant progress for Nigeria's aviation sector and the economy in general. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Now, President Bola Tinubu has met with His Majesty King Charles III at Buckingham Palace for a private meeting. During the meeting, both leaders highlighted the enduring and cherished relationship between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. This will be the second meeting between the leaders after they first met in Dubai at the COP28 Climate Summit last year. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, revealed the latest meeting was at the King's request. Both leaders discussed global and regional matters of shared priority, focusing on the urgent and complex challenge of climate change. President Tinubu and His Majesty also explored opportunities for collaboration in anticipation for the upcoming COP29 summit in Azerbaijan and the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting Chagom in Samoa. During the dialogue, the two leaders shared ideas for innovative approaches to climate financing and funding, expressing mutual interest in strengthening partnerships by harnessing Nigeria's leadership position in Africa and the Commonwealth. Now, the third edition of the Global AI Summit, GAIN, organized by the Saudi Data and Artificial Intelligence Authority, is engaging AI stakeholders from 100 countries, including Nigeria, in Riyadh on conversations bordering on how to bridge gaps, improve the quality of life, and create a future in which technology and humanity are in harmony. Talk by Alabi reports.
The summit's goal is to push artificial intelligence AI boundaries for humanity's benefit while addressing ethical challenges posed by generative AI such as forgery, while stressing the importance of tackling issues related to AI-generated information and highlighting global competition for AI talent, particularly from the global north. President, Saudi Data and Artificial Intelligence Authority, Dr. Abdullah bin Sharaf Al-Ghamdi, expressed gratitude to the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud for his patronage and emphasized the summit's role in furthering the kingdom's Vision 2030 and Saudi's commitment to its role in propelling economic growth through data and AI.
Generative AI has revolutionized how we create, innovate, collaborate. Just last month, AI passed the US medical licensing examination with a score of 98%.
The summit, which seeks to advance Saudi's Vision 2030 in AI innovation, features conversations on how to overcome the challenges inherent in attracting AI talent in order to ensure balanced digital, economic, and social development.
We have developed a sense of responsible AI principles to guide how we develop AI tools and the models that underpin them.
We have also established a specific Center for Artificial Intelligence research as a way of strengthening through evidence-based interventions.
AI is in the forefront of the fourth industrial revolution. Due to the importance of the AI, many countries have initiated several governance initiatives.
While AI is not a tool that replaces human capabilities, but a powerful enabler in expanding them, the summit believes fostering global collaboration in AI governance is key to SDAIA's ongoing work with government agencies to leverage AI in the healthcare and other sectors of the economy for optimal results. Talk by Alabi.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu commiserates with the Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, his wife and the entire people of the state over the devastating impact of the recent flooding, describing the tragic loss of lives and livelihood as an immense burden that no community should have to bear. The First Lady says her heart and prayers are with the people of the state during this challenging time. She expresses hope that Borno State rises above the tragedy, emerging stronger and more resilient, while praying that Almighty Allah grants the departed souls Al-Jannah Firdaus. In the meantime, the National Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, on behalf of all the chairmen of the 77 local government areas and councils, have condoled with the people of Maiduguri, Borno State, over the recent devastating flood that ravaged the city, leaving countless lives and properties affected. National President of ALGON, Aminu Muazu Meifata, in a statement, called on the federal government to mobilize resources to support the victims, as it also urged emergency management agencies to provide immediate relief materials and support to the affected communities. This is the news at 11 on Nta News24. We'll pause here and take a short break. Thanks for staying with us. And still on the Borno flood, Forum of 36 States and FCT chairman of the governing All Progressive Congress has deeply expressed sadness over the devastating flooding that wreaked havoc to lives and property and urged victims to take solace in God in the natural disaster that befell them. The forum also sympathized with the immediate and APC families of his late colleague and chairman of the Oyo State chapter of the APC, Isaac Omodewu, and urged the party and the grieving family to be consoled with the fact that he was a dependable, courageous and uncompromising figure in the party. Meanwhile, the forum has commended Tinubu's presidency for its bold steps in taking hard but economically rewarding strategies in fixing diverse challenges. The chairman pledged its total and continued solidarity to the government and commended the National Working Committee for the extension of the tenure of Rivers State chapter of the party.
Press briefing will be followed with a commendation letter that will be given to the national chairman of our great party, His Excellency Dr. Umar Abdullahi Ganduje, and his entire National Working Committee, just to show the appreciation of the forum for the firm stance he took by aligning with the decision of the State Executive Committee of our party in Rivers State, which had earlier on suspended the former chairman, Chief Emeka Beke, and which action was given a further legal fillip by a restraining order of the Rivers State High Court.
The forum commended the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for the exemplary role he played during the last presidential election and promised to sustain synergy with other heavyweights in the rivers to overcome distractions that may come up in the build-up of the 2027, noting that Emeka Beke faction is an unpopular and void, and drew up support for Tony Okocha-led State Working Committee of the party. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has convened a National Emergency Coordination Forum meeting to review the situation, especially in Maiduguri, and come up with renewed strategies to mitigate the situation. The Director General of the agency, Zubaida Umar, says the overwhelming situation requires high-level collaboration to reduce casualty across the country. Ilyasu Yakubu reports.
Preliminary assessment of the flood situation by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in Maiduguri, Borno State, puts the estimate of affected persons to be over 400,000. The NEMA Director General says 10 IDP camps have been established to cater for displaced persons, and more search and rescue officers have been deployed to the affected areas with more relief materials and water purifier machines to cater for the immediate upkeep of the victims. She said the situation in the country requires maximum and deliberate strategies from all the intervening agencies and international partners.
To complement these efforts, plans are underway to provide additional relief intervention, including medical consumables and medicaments.
Other speakers of the meeting emphasized the need for deliberate and more organized coordination for effective mitigation of disasters across the country.
What we are also then looking at is resource mobilization. So what we are asking the donors who are around the table is to be flexible with partners in terms of them allowing them to reprogram existing funding towards this emergency.
The flooded waters, reports say, is gradually receding, and some residents are already returning to their homes. In Abuja, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Now, flooding is one of the most devastating natural disasters, often leaving behind a trail of destruction and health challenges. Guests on Nigeria Today says contact with flood water and eating contaminated fruits and vegetables that have been in contact with flood water can lead to illness such as cholera, diarrhea, rashes, snake bites, and other waterborne diseases.
Forget that this floods leads to post-operative stress disorder. In fact, you can see the faces of some of these people who have been grossly traumatized by this unexpected event. And therefore, we have gathered a mental health team which will now attend to such problems so that people can be treated at the very beginning in terms of mental issues.
The guests have some health tips to those living in flooded areas who cannot avoid contact with floodwaters: to wear protective clothing such as rubber boots, use chlorine to treat water, and bath with antiseptic soaps and liquids.
Right track, they are doing well. They should continue what they are doing and look out for as many cases as they find of diarrhea in particular, respiratory infections or diseases, and make sure that they document every health problem that they come across.
Nigeria Today airs every weekdays at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. And the All Progressive Congress APC National Working Committee paid a condolence visit to Yobe State to sympathize with the government and people of the state over the recent attack on Mafa community. Led by the national chairman, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, the delegation was received by the state governor, Mai Malabuni, at the presidential lodge in Damaturu. The party's National Working Committee expresses deepest condolences to the families of the victims, the government and the people of Yobe State, as it condemned the senseless attack and praised the resilience and courage of the affected community.
We are here to sympathize with you and your government, and we are here to condole you for those who lost their lives. It has been unfortunate. We pray to Almighty Allah to give us the wisdom and the technology in order to stamp out the menace of Boko Haram in Nigeria.
Your coming, Mr. Chairman, will go down in history that we are really comforted by our father. That is what is expected of the party. The party is father to all, and at a moment like this, it is expected the party will provide leadership, fatherhood, to console the child, and that is what is happening now. We are grateful, Mr. Chairman.
The ruling party says it remains committed to supporting efforts towards peace, security and development in the state and Nigeria at large. Now, as the election day inches closer to reality, every day comes with choked political activities for politicians and their political parties in Edo State. Let's join Goodluck Enani for tidbits on the political scene.
Candidates and chairmen of political parties participating in 2024 Edo State governorship election signed peace accord facilitated by the Kuka Center and Abdusalami Abubakar-led National Peace Committee, except for the People's Democratic Party.
It is a commitment to conduct campaigns free of hate speech, incitement, and violence.
We will remain impartial, professional, and vigilant.
We will continue to play our part according to the law and best practice.
All Progressive Congress says it is consolidating on the Adams Oshomole's Red Roof Revolution and will employ 5,000 teachers if voted into office. Candidate of the party, Senator Monday Opewolo, stated this while addressing party faithful and supporters at Afuze, Owan East local government area. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Aswe Godalo, is assuring Edo women who took to the streets calling for a peaceful election that Edo will remain peaceful before, during, and even after the election. He was speaking when he ran into the group of women protesters in Benin City.
because they show commitment and they show bravery. Make that no worry and make we trust God.
And the Secretary of the Labour Party Caretaker Committee, Senator Darlington Nwokocha, the Governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, and the Labour Party Senator Neda Imaswe joined the party's governorship candidate Olumide Agbata to campaign for votes in the governorship election. They visited major business districts where they urged the people to vote for Labour Party.
If it is about vote, we go get the vote. If it is about winning, we will win.
Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission is expressing optimism on availability of the voting materials required for the exercise.
So we have observed, and so far so good, in terms of the readiness of our local government offices for the election, and also the technology that we are deploying for the election.
NPC Foundation says it will assist in bringing down the prevalence of heart disease burden and fatalities in Nigeria. Managing Director of NPC Foundation, Emmanuela Arukwe, made this commitment at the 53rd Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference by the Nigerian Cardiac Society, NCS, in Port Harcourt. Lydia Sampson reports.
The NNPC Foundation is established to execute social impact initiatives on behalf of NNPC Limited and its subsidiary companies, focusing on health, education, environment, and access to clean energy. This is in line with its mission of enhancing the well-being of Nigerians. Managing Director of NNPC Foundation, Emmanuela Arikwe represented, said that the foundation was supporting healthcare initiatives to save lives of vulnerable persons battling cardiovascular diseases.
The theme of this year's conference underscores the critical importance of cardiovascular health, a subject that is close to our hearts at the NNPC Limited and NNPC Foundation. We are committed to alleviating the financial burden on those who face economic challenges and ensuring that necessary treatments are accessible to all.
The Foundation's decision to collaborate with Nigerian Cardiac Society and health facilities nationwide to tackle the disease would further increase awareness and access. Nigerian Cardiac Society President.
This is our own contribution to making training easy for people so that many people would not run out of the country.
Urgent action is needed if we are to turn the tide against the rising incidence of cardiovascular disease in our country and across the sub-Saharan Africa.
It is also expected that the conference will come up with cost-effective solutions to enhance the cardiovascular health of Nigerians. NNPC Foundation, in line with their corporate social responsibility, has made notable contributions to public health through a range of impactful projects, including medical outreach, sponsorship of cancer screening and glaucoma screening, amongst others, with beneficiaries applauding the organization for its impactful efforts. Lydia Sampson, Nta News.
As our report by Lydia Sampson concludes the news at 11 p.m. on Nta News 24. Thank you for watching. My name is Frama Panyi. Have a good night.